Even with documented progress against the spread of COVID-19, infections continue. Public health officials are reaching out to those who are not yet vaccinated. As Mike Johnson reports, they aim to take the vaccine where the people are.
A mobile vaccination clinic on board a revamped Metro bus makes a stop at the Coon Rapids YMCA as officials try to reach populations not yet vaccinated. Seats were removed and vaccination stations installed. Clinical support comes from Blue Cross Blue Shield.
We know that there's people who have barriers to getting the vaccine, and the goal of this effort is to meet people where they're at. So we want to get out in the bus, bring it to the people so that we can increase the amount of vaccines that are getting done in some of these communities where they don't have as high a percentages as we're seeing in others.
According to the Minnesota Department of Health, 44% of Anoka County residents are vaccinated. Across the state, it's 52%. This is one of 6 buses taking the vaccine to underserved populations for the next 3 months.
I'll tell you what, this is a team sport. So we need everybody with an all-in effort to go out and get the vaccine. It's not until we get these vaccines widely distributed across the entire state that we're going to be able to keep the infection numbers down and really return to all of the activities that we all want to do.
That was on Michael Ledman's mind as he got his COVID-19 vaccine.
Biggest concern throughout all of this was giving it to other people and sharing it with other people, because I didn't want to do that. So I'm very grateful now that, no one's going to be able to share it with me. And if I do, the symptoms will be less.
Anoka County Public Health is also working to increase vaccination numbers with clinics held around the county every week. They use 98% of the vaccine they receive each week, but officials say they would request more vaccine if they could convince more people to get it.
Now that it's opened up for everyone, now the 12 and up, right? If we had more people to give the vaccine to, I would be making that request for that amount of vaccine, which then we would distribute and get in the arms of Anoka County residents.
Public Health Director Janelle Hubbard says Anoka County's vaccination rate for COVID is better than the annual flu shot has been. She says why more people don't get vaccinated is a tough question.
We are highly committed to figuring out why that is and trying to meet people where they're at and try to help educate. What we know is that education is a huge component.
And Hubbard says officials are tapping into community leaders of diverse cultural groups to help schedule vaccination clinics. They will even make a house call for people who are homebound. For North Metro TV News, I'm Mike Johnson reporting.
The Anoka County Public Health Department has several clinics planned in early June. The vaccine bus is making a stop in Hilltop on June 4th. A clinic is planned at Northdale Middle School in Coon Rapids June 5th. And there's another in the Columbia Heights Highlander Center on June 10th. If you have any questions about where to get a vaccine, you can call the County COVID-19 Information Line 763-324-4240. Meanwhile, Governor Walz is upping the ante a bit to get more people vaccinated. The state will offer incentives to try to increase the pace of vaccinations, which has slowed down a little bit. The next 100,000 people will be eligible for free passes to attractions like sports, fairs, and state parks. So far, more than 2.8 million Minnesotans have at least one dose of the vaccine, but the goal is to have 70% of people over the age of 15 vaccinated by July 1st.